The USL playoffs don't begin for a month, but tonight at Trinity Health Stadium, a game with huge playoff implications as Hartford Athletic hosts Loudoun United. Hi, everybody. With my broadcast partner, the great Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. These two teams fighting for eighth. The top eight get in the East. It's the biggest game they've played here in a long, long time.
It is. Sold out. Every ticket sold for this one. And yeah, you're right. The playoffs don't begin for another 2 or 3 weeks. However, this is a cup final for both sides. It's a massive game for both.
Let's look at the ones to watch. And for Hartford, Henan Ribeiro has lived up to all the preseason publicity.
When he finally got into the team, he has not looked back. 7 hours and 9 minutes of playing time since somebody last scored into him. That was Ben Morris at the end of August. It's not just his saves, his distribution is good as well.
And on the other side of the coin, Loudoun's been led by Zach Ryan. He had a huge game July 3rd when Loudoun shut out Hartford 3-0.
He did, and he's a good player. He's got MLS experience with the Red Bulls. 10 goals last season, 10 goals this season as well. The skipper of the side in good form. Hartford have got to stop the service to him.
Let us look at the Eastern Conference table. You could see Hartford and Loudoun have played the same amount of games. Hartford could get as high as 5th or 6th
Stop.
if the cards break.
Don't you dare. Just stop. It's October and Hartford fans are looking forward to coming to a game knowing that there is a chance of them being in the playoffs. It's only happened once before for this franchise. A draw tonight, would they take that? Loudoun would. Hartford would not. They are here to get all 3 points, and they're treating it like a cup final.
Loudoun, a team that's never made the playoffs in USL. They played once already. One of Hartford's least favorable performances of the season. But that's in the rearview mirror. We've got starting lineups and kickoff coming up next here on ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
At Lux Bond & Green, we have been designing and crafting custom jewelry for decades. It's an art as much as a science, and really there's no room for error. It comes down to 100 little choices made by our own artists and experts who listen to you and create your perfect engagement ring by hand. Quality, value, and selection. Lux Bond & Green Jewelers throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC of Greater Hartford, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly is the leader in airport parking at Bradley International. Save 20% by pre-booking on lastfly.com. Last Fly, proud supporter of Hartford Athletic. A sellout crowd, better than 5,500 on hand, and an absolutely gorgeous night for soccer. Starting lineups are brought to you by Liberty Bank, and one change necessitated by a one-game suspension to the captain, Jordan Scarlett.
Yeah, so Thomas von Kiesel comes in, but the big news for Hartford Athletic is that Michi Ngalina is back after injury, and he has been missed. However, he now can provide more service for Momo Dieng.
And Loudoun, which is a team that changes it up like most people change their shirts, has changed it up again tonight.
Yeah, 5 changes for them, but it's similar to the team that lost 1-0 at New Mexico a couple of weeks ago. Expect the 2 wingbacks to push forward when they have the ball. When they don't, expect a back 5 and trying to make it hard for Hartford to break down.
You see Hartford in the Match for a Cause alternate kits, kind of a Halloween theme with the orange and black, while Loudoun in white, trimmed in red and black. You get a look at Henan Hibero, who was our one to watch. He has been sensational. Second in the league in saves with 87. And don't forget, he didn't play the first 6 matches of the year, and he had to sit out 1 match with because of a red card.
Said it before, say it again. Best goalkeeper in the league, bar none. And there's a lot of good ones.
Yes. Our referee for tonight is Joe Sergen, his 5th match of the year. Tom Folk, Stephen Milohan are the assistants, and the 4th official, our friend Stern Bream. As we said, 72 degrees, a gentle breeze blowing out of the northwest. Our match tonight presented by Liberty Bank. Liberty Bank, proud to be a longtime partner of Hartford Athletic and to leverage their Be Community Kind brand promise through the support of Match for a Cause. Visit libertybank.com to learn more. We are underway in this critical match. Both coaches during the week not trying to downplay its importance, which is refreshing. It's a series that Hartford has dominated, though recently Loudoun has won the last 2 meetings. They won 3-0 down in Virginia on July 3rd, and that was one of Hartford's least inspired performances of the season. So we see Emmanuel Samadia, Mark, will be playing up tonight. What strengths does he bring to that?
He's good on either side, and he'll switch with Michi and Galina. They'll take turns on either flank, but he puts a really good ball in, and the difficulty defending him is knowing which side to show him.
Hibero had to be nifty with his feet after the charge of Riley Bidwa, making his first start since June 22nd. Once again, this Ryan Martin, in his 6th year at the helm, likes to switch it up a little bit. Hartford has found a formula of success, but again, no Jordan Scarlett. He was supposed to sit out the Tampa Bay game that was canceled because of the hurricane that wreaked havoc on all of Florida, but especially on the Tampa Bay facilities. They won't be able to play at Al Lang Field for the rest of the year.
No, it needs completely rewired.
Some people have said that about us. We need to be rewired.
Just need to have our microphones cut.
Tristan Hodge plays it ahead for Jang, but it's knocked away by Giannis Learman, who's making his 8th straight start for United. Marlon Harrison, 94, had the first Hartford goal in the win against Oakland. Here's Michi, streaking up the right side. Has missed the last 3 games. The service sails wide. Samadia can't get a foot on it. And it's played back by Thomas Van Kezel. Van Kezel filling in for Scarlett's spot. He's so versatile.
Yeah.
The native of Cannes, France. Joe Farrell will talk to at halftime.
On tape. We're not going to take him away from Brendan Burke's
Oh, it could be
halftime.
like a Fox baseball game or an ESPN baseball game. We'll
Walk
just
and talk.
interrupt it.
We walk and talk on the fairways. Hey, Joe, can you give us a couple of minutes?
Yeah, exactly. Both these teams like to spring the counterattack. Hartford may be a little bit faster, but one thing we'll see from Loudoun, they'll play up the top for Zach Ryan, their leading goal scorer with 10. on the season. As usual, a very deliberate start, and they're pressing Ribeiro when he gets the ball.
Yeah, they are. They're playing a little bit higher, certainly, than Oakland did when they were the last opponents to play here.
Here's Ryan. Up ahead for Bidwa. Raleigh Bidwa puts it in, and Ribeiro elevates to come up with it and quickly get the restart going to Samaria. Manuel Samaria has been so good for Athletic this season. In fact, got a 2-year contract extension this week.
Yeah, he'll make the club money.
He'll be in blue and green, or orange and black, if it's matched for a cause, until 2026.
Very Halloween-esque.
Yes, I had mentioned that.
Yes.
So you agree?
I do.
Mark that down. 4:15 of the first, we actually agree. And it wasn't an old person reference. Here's Michi. Streaks in the middle. Shot is blocked. Hairston uses his body to shield the Loudoun player into Shields in the starting lineup for the 5th straight time. Plays it for Hartford. Jang was triple teamed. You couldn't have gotten that ball through to him with a cannon. Now Loudoun starts the counter. Francois Vallot. Here's the former UConn star, Kwame Awuha. Played for Ray Reid at UConn, a couple times All-American Athletic Conference. 2 is Keegan Hughes. 3 is Keegan Tingy. I believe they lead the league in Keegans. Here's an angle into the box. Bidwa tees it up. It's blocked. Kept in by Jacob Erlinson.
It was a really good block, but it was a block that had to be made because they sat off the man with the shot.
Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and the partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, we see all of you. Now Emmanuel Samaria, who comes back. Over the top for Jang, but it's played by Giannis Learman. And Galena with space. Michi into the box. Give and go with Jang. They try to play it through, and it's cleared out by Erlinson. Good idea by Hartford that time.
Really good. The crisp passing movement when they've come forward has been excellent. That was really good from Michi. We haven't seen him too often on the right-hand side, and he probably will swap in this game, but that was decent.
Michi, who scored a goal in the last game he played, August 17th against Las Vegas, then was injured. Ribeiro comes out to facilitate the offense. Now Hodge. Up ahead, Epps is open. Marcus with just 1 goal on the season. Just a bit outside.
Don't mind that. He's got a big role tonight because Dieng's his role is going to be to try and get free. He's going to have attention all the time, but there's always going to be opportunities for Dieng to get in between right centre-back and left centre-back and middle centre-back as well. But if you're playing it slightly longer to him, you've got to have Marcus Epps close. And so far, so good. I don't know what they've worked on this week, but Epps right now talking with Momo Dieng. The width will be provided by Samaria and by Ngalina.
Hugo Farou named to the team of the week. He had 4 saves against Colorado and also had the assist on the game-tying goal by Khalil Edmakar at the end of the game. The last touch of the game was a corner kick. Gavin Turner, the youngster who's not selected tonight, sent it from the left of the keeper at the near post. It was Farou getting a head on it, and El Makar on the far post put it in. That was a valuable point for Loudoun.
Huge point as well. They're a streaky side. They went on a spell where they weren't losing anything and didn't start the season great, but when they go on that run of form, which they're not really on right now, but all it takes is one, and that one might have been that goal in Colorado.
Good defensive play by Van Keziel. Farrell long up the field. Nobody there but Hugo Ferrou, the 28-year-old from Cannes, France. More consistent this year, according to Ryan Martin. He has played every minute in goal for Loudoun, last year splitting duties with Dane Juckerman. Here's Samadia. 1v1 with Tingy. Manuel gets it back. Up to Hodge. Tristan Hodge tied for the lead in chances created for Hartford this year. Does that surprise you?
Not really, because he's probably played more often than most due to injuries. Have not had the likes of Samadia or Engalina or others. So
Epps, also with 24, as is Michi.
Okay.
With 24 chances created.
Not enough, ultimately, for any Hartford player. If they'd started the season right now, the way that they've played over the last 7 or 8 weeks, it would be a which position in the top 4 of home field advantage are Hartford getting. So to be where they are right now has been a fantastic achievement. But it means nothing if they finish 9th in the table. They want to be in the playoffs for the second time in the club's history.
Right. By comparison, Florian Vallot leads Loudoun with 46 chances created.
Exactly.
Over the top for Michi. Epps does a nice job covering, but it's cleared out by Erlinson. Hairston keeps it alive. Now Epps tries to play it across. Epps will get there first in a battle with a Wuha. Hairston, good ball on the right to Shields. Overlapping, serves it in. Just goes through. Good idea by Michael DeShields. Farrell with the intercept. Now Macangila. Macangila's gone back to the different hairstyle that he had sported mid-season.
Let's not talk about hairstyles, you and I, where the last time we troubled a barber was probably sometime in the 80s.
The 1880s for me. Try to play a through ball for Jang. Good job by the back line of Loudoun to intercept. Loudoun on the season, 12th in goals scored. They are 6th in fewest goals conceded with 34.
Yeah, they've been tight at the back. They're well organized, and it's tough for Jiang. This is a back 5, a back 3. Learman, Hughes, and Erlandson. They played together. I mentioned the the New Mexico game. They played together. It's about when and where Hartford press them.
Please join us in thanking our founding partner, the Hartford, for educating children about fire safety with their Junior Fire Marshal program. Visit juniorfiremarshal.com to learn more. Farrell heads it upfield. Retained by Isaiah Johnston, who joined the team late in June from Huntsville City FC. Oahu has it go off the side of his foot, and he's not happy with that.
Let's put into perspective the run Hartford is on. Prior to kickoff, 7 hours and 9 minutes since they conceded a goal. Ben Morris in Detroit. Taylor Davila, the last opposition player to score here the week before. Lou City scored first. Hartford won that. Yes, Loudoun's defending has been good this season, but recently Hartford's defending has been exceptional as well, which means that chances might be few and far between today, given the quality of the defenders on show. So when chances come, they're going to have to be taken. Clinical is the buzzword in this fixture today.
Loudoun comes in 10, 11, and 8, but they have struggled on the road. 2-7-5, though. One of those wins came at Al Lang Field against Tampa Bay.
They were good that day.
The other one against Orange County. There's a foul on DeShields. So it'll be a free kick for Tommy McCabe, the veteran, former Notre Dame Fighting Irishman. Only 2 shots of the game, credited to Hartford, neither on target. So far, the opening quarter hour, pretty much case of probing and seeing what you can do. Here's Farouk pressed by Jang, has to get rid of it quickly.
I think you can go up as high as 5th in the table for teams that are still involved in this fight for playoffs. Top 4 for me, they'll be fine. Lou City, Charleston, Detroit, and Tampa Bay. But Indy, from Indy down to Pittsburgh, are all teams that are still going to be involved. And Lou City have taken the lead at Indy, so that helps both of these two teams.
Samaria
just out.
Tries to dribble through the double team, but can't. So it'll be a far side thrown from the east sideline for United. They try to play it up ahead. Hartford says no. Now Hairston looking for an angle. Plays wide to Michael DeShields. Marlon Hairston, another guy who, as he has gotten more fit, has become more reliable, starting his 8th straight game tonight.
Just shows you, doesn't it? The team that you put out in the first game of the season, very rarely does it bear a resemblance to the team you put out later in the season.
We've played almost 16 minutes. Knocked out of bounds by Loudoun. It'll be a Hartford throw-in on the far side. Boy, those east stands are packed. Here's a giveaway, but a foul called and acknowledged by Tommy McCabe.
It's not often, is it, Hartford fans can look forward to a game to go to in October, knowing they've still got something to play for. It's so refreshing, and hopefully this becomes the norm rather than an exception.
Oh, exactly.
To the norm.
Exactly. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletics. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer.
That's a tough category to come out on top, the best pizza in Connecticut.
Many good ones of all varieties.
Randy's is up there.
Randy's ranks right up at the top. Here's the Shields with the throw-in. Goes for Jang in the box, but there's Jacob Erlinson. Leads the team in clearances, able to make the steal, and Loudoun United will try to counter. In the middle, Bidois taken down from behind. Clean tackle.
It's a fixture that really does favour the home side. The last 6 meetings won by the team with home comforts, including the last 5 at home by Hartford against these opponents. That one nearly was kept in, but not quite.
Hartford 10-0-1 in the first 11 matches that these teams played. Now the athletic advantage is 11-3-1. Joe Surgan with a foul on Tristan Hodge. Joe Surgan wants a new restart. Get a look at the foul there by Thomas Van Kazeel.
Just shows you, doesn't it, with regards to Loudoun and their coach Ryan Martin, to have patience in football is something you rarely see these days. But if you give someone a bit of time, and we're not talking one season, things can happen, and it's certainly happening here.
Awuha serves it in. Just goes by. Dangerous opportunity for Loudoun on the good service by Kwame Awuha, who's got 4 assists on the season.
It's about them taking advantage, isn't it, of Jordan Scarlett sitting in the row in front of us rather than being alongside Joe Farrell on the field. But Mishi and Galina wouldn't have been available last week in Tampa Bay. So they've got one back, and they'll hopefully have both available, assuming there's no injury tonight for Mishi, in the next game, which is next Saturday night, right here for Hartford against North Carolina.
Home finale. North Carolina plays tomorrow against Birmingham in a game that has playoff implications.
They all do, don't they? It's rare for a game not to.
Yeah, at this point of the year.
Certainly in the Eastern Conference.
Here's Keegan Tingy out of Fresno, starting his 21st match tonight for the White-Clad United.
Well organized, well coached.
You can see that in both teams.
Yes.
Both have a system. Both are playing up to that system.
Yeah, and players know. Players know where they should be. Players know their jobs. That's down to the coaching staff getting their message over. And it's down to fluidity and consistency and momentum as well.
Hartford trying to press up top. Awuha comes back and gets it. The shield's in his shirt. And they'll move it back in the middle to Giannis Learman. Awuha open on the left. He had that dangerous service in about 8 or 9 minutes ago. Credited with the first shot of the night for Loudoun. Bidwa in the middle. Now Awuha. No score. Very tactically sound match.
That's exactly what it is.
In the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just watching the two formations go against each other, and they're not quite cancelling each other out, but if the players stick to their tasks, it's going to be difficult to get chances in this game. You're going to need to take one or two little risks in possession.
Bidwa, it's a handball, and it's whistled by Joe Sergin.
So what have we seen so far? From Loudoun, you mentioned Awuha, who went to Yukon, and Tingy over on the far side. They need to get forward a little bit more. Riley Bidwa on the left and Florian Vallo on the right started in an advanced position, and they are pretty much right now with Zach Ryan through the middle. That will then keep Hartford's two fullbacks back the way, and that's what they want to do.
Good job by Angelina to get to that, but sent it right to a Loudoun player. Epps against Erlinson. Bidwa goes down.
Thought he had a case there for a free kick, Riley Bidwa.
And Bidwa stays down before he gets up.
Yeah, Ryan Martin thought that should have been a free kick as well, but the referee didn't blow the whistle straight away.
Ryan Martin always in the baseball cap. Yeah, that looked. Yeah, I think the Shields got away with one there.
Well, it's only illegal if you get caught, Joseph.
That's right. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuova Pasta for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuova Pasta will donate meals to help the fight against food insecurity in our community.
With regards to that, if you're playing advantage, was that another phase? There's got to be a time constraint as to how much longer you're going to play when it becomes a play on. That was right on the borderline. It was a handball. He played advantage, fine. But if it had been much longer than that, there would have been question marks.
Talking about Nuova Pasta and goals, Hartford tied for 18th. 29 goals on the year, tied for 18th in goals conceded. Long ball played up for the long-legged Jang, and he almost caught Faroux out of his goal. Good idea by Momo.
I'll tell you why that is so special. He's aware of where the goalie is, and he's aware there's no one near him. He knows, and there's not many that would try that. And to get it that close, outstanding from a young man with a very bright future.
And a beautiful ball by DeShields to send him off. Well, Marcus Epps playing the 10 tonight.
Wow.
And that was a bit askew.
Yeah, it was 10 yards too long. That's what that was. That was the old 5-iron when a wee pitching wedge was required to send it out to Michi. Tough gig tonight for the two wide players, for Michi and Galina, because Kwame Awuha on this right-hand side is either defending Ngalina or Ngalina is the one who's defending him. So it's these individual battles that could prove decisive into who gets what from this game.
Good step in by DeShields. The foul called on Loudoun. Referee wants a word with...
Yeah, a little bit yappy, Zach Ryan.
Yeah.
Just questioning too many things. And the referee's like, hey, I'm in charge.
The captain exhorting his captaincy privileges.
Of course, at the Euros in the summer, Copa America, decided that it It was only the captain who could approach the referee. Don't mind that. It worked.
Faroux way out to kick it into row 12. So it'll be a throw-in deep in Loudoun defensive territory. John Forster, our producer tonight. Bobby Kaplan, our director, the great Power Station crew. They'll leave it to DeShields. We're showing a pretty strong throw-in when the situation is called for it. You can get some distance on it. Sends that one into the box, but the double team forces Hartford to retreat.
Very congested there, central area.
There's not much room to operate. Engelina a little light on the touch there for a streaking Epps.
It's an understatement that there wasn't much room to operate. You could throw a dish towel over several of those players.
They might not appreciate it. Oh, you don't mean literally. I'm sorry. Here's Giannis Learman. Part of that strong back three with Erlinson and Hughes.
This is a game that Loudoun would take a point. For Hartford, they've got to find a way to get 3.
Yeah, no ties tonight if you're Hartford.
Well,
I mean, 1 point's better than none, but
4 points from the next 2 home games is the minimum you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because after that, that's the home games done. You end with 3 trips on the road, which you want to be in a position having taken at least 4 from your 2 home games before you head out on the road.
Now, Jacob Erlinson. Loudoun very deliberate when the back 4 advance into the offensive half. Hughes for Awuha. Distributes in the middle for Ryan. Tipped away by Ribeiro. Or did he touch it? No.
He didn't need to, but it was close. He had to look lively. But again, that's how, I'm not saying the deadlock will be broken, but that's how the chances right now need to be created with shots from distance.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank Lux Bond and Green Jewelers since 1898, celebrating life's special moments. Erlinson did not like that foul call. And I think he's going to get a talking to here by Joe Sergen.
You can't say we don't include everybody because we've gone from Randy's Worcester Street Pizza to Lux Bond and Green.
We cover everyone, Mark.
We do.
As you well know.
We do.
Erlinson, I think, told, I don't need to hear you anymore, young man.
You're kind of like a teacher as a referee as well, aren't you? You're in
You
charge
are.
of a bunch of unruly pupils at times.
Hartford not having much success
No, they're not.
attacking on that left side.
No, but they're not. They're tight at the back. So this is a grind. Right now, this is a 1-goal wins this game. But where that goal comes from, if it comes at all, I don't know.
Farrell with the header, but taken away by Tommy McCabe.
Hairston's hurt.
Marlon Hairston is down. Brendan Burke talking to Stern Bream. The 4th official wants a stoppage. Now they see it.
Yeah, hopefully we got a replay of that. It looked kind of innocuous. Brendan Burke and Aaron Wheeler, his assistant, are kind of suggesting that maybe should have been a free kick. Referee just having a word in passing with Ryan Martin, now going across to see him.
As you see Hairston talking to the head athletic trainer, Mike Diaz.
Very good.
So, 27-30 when Diaz ran onto the pitch.
I was going to say that's like 706 years from now.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll still be here.
Still be scoreless with the Loudoun. Looks like a back issue for Marlon.
Yeah, it wasn't obvious, put it that way. He's done really well. See with a run of games, it just shows you in any sport.
Right.
You got a run of games and you're good at your job, then you'll showcase what you can bring to the table. And it's hard. You get 10 minutes here or there, and It's understandable in some instances because you're not going to change the team if things are going well, but it just shows you when you get opportunities how important it is to take it for a sportsman.
But when he got back in, the team was not going well.
No.
So he was able to find his place, and he's taken advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, but you can come into a bad side, not play well because of everything that's going along, and then you're straight back out the team, so you don't get that run of games that you're looking for. He's had a run of games, and him and Beverly Makingila in the middle of the park, the kind of double pivot in there, have really gelled.
Hairston got hurt last game. Came out in the 25th minute after scoring the goal.
And by the way,
against Oakland.
Tampa Bay thought he would be out of the game down there at Al Lang, which obviously didn't take place, but he was pictured in training on the Thursday.
Here's Awuha, who's been all over the pitch. Jang has been quiet.
That's better.
Now Samadia with space. Loudoun retreating. Samadia plays it in to a white wall. Cleared out. Hodge playing up. Epps can't get a boot on it. Makingila does. In for Jang. Headed away by Tingy. Hartford, their best pressure in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Hodge for Samadia. Marked by Johnston on the far side. Manuel Samadia. Now Tingy comes in for the double team.
They've paid attention, haven't they, to what Hartford do well. And remember the cross-in that Samadia put for Momo Dieng to score a brilliant header. It's a lot harder when you're double teamed. And that just shows you that's a coach that looks at the opponents and knows their strengths and makes sure that those strengths are nipped in the bud.
Tonight's WTNH Youth Soccer Teams of the Match from Valley Soccer Club and BJSA. 3-2 shots. Hartford with one more than Loudoun, but none on target thus far. And Hugo Farou will trigger the offense from halfway between the 18-yard line and the east touch line.
The notepad with chances created is as fresh and clean as it was prior to kickoff.
Again, Hartford unbeaten in their last 7, the longest unbeaten streak in franchise history. Unbeaten in their last 7 here. Last loss was that disappointing setback to Tampa Bay. Good work by Angelina that time.
It was.
Come back and help start up the offense.
That's the other thing as well. It doesn't necessarily always have to be Epps that's close by or getting a second ball with his teammate. Angelina comes inside like he did there. It's good understanding. There's been 2 on Momo Dieng pretty much the whole game, and then when he goes for a wander, one will take him and then one will shout to the other. It's a tough shift at the other end of the field.
Samadia streaking on the left. They'll get there first. Sends it in. Jang can't get a head on it. Hairston hustles to keep it alive. Now Michi. The chip. The header. The save.
A lot to like about that move from Hartford. Movement off the ball, options, pace. Don't mind it at all going long from the goalkeeper. It's not aimless. It's into an area. Take advantage of it. This is a good spell for Hartford.
Marlon Hairston with the header that Farou confidently clutched. Now Johnston. And we got a foul on Michael DeShields. Not pleased with the call as he's called for taking down Riley Bidois, the New Zealander who played in the Olympics for New Zealand. Here's the play a moment ago.
When you put a ball up there and it's not fired across, it's held up. You've got to generate the power in the header, and it was tough to do so, but it's an attempt on target. And Hugo Farou, a comfortable save.
Makingila, so much more confident in that holding midfielder position. Turnover, Hartford. And Loudoun will retreat.
Yeah, Samadi is a player that doesn't give the ball away too often, but admire the confidence of trying flicks and tricks, but wasn't the right idea in that case.
Not the right time for either. Loudoun, the back line going east to west. Here's a chip. Played on the hop by Ribeiro. Looking to quickly start. And then stops on a dime.
This might be one of those games where it's won and lost off the bench.
Here's Epps.
He's done all right so far.
Yep.
Tonight.
He's filled his role.
Yeah, he has.
No, Van Kazeel.
You just want players that are brave. You want players that want the ball. And when you're on a good run, everybody wants a piece of it.
The Shields will play it back to Ribeiro to change fields.
You learn maybe a lot more about players, Joe, and we've covered many sports when things aren't going well.
Right, exactly. You learn more about players then. You want guys who can fight from behind, not necessarily front runners. Ribeiro, the long ball, but again, Jang can't breathe without two white-clad Loudoun United players being right on him. And Macangila call for the foul. We have yet to see a card. Brendan Burke, or is that Aaron Wheeler? Not happy on the bench.
Well, Burke wasn't happy because he felt they should have had a free kick in the first place, and that's a Stern talking to.
From Stern.
From Stern.
35th minute, no score. 4-2 shots.
This is a tactical battle. This is a footballing game of chess.
As long as both teams are playing chess. Ball gets past Ingalina and Awuha there to play it. You know, it's one of those matches, and time possession can often be a useless stat, if no more so than in this match.
It's where the possession is and the quality of the possession you've got. They've got three centre-backs. You can kick the ball around between your three centre-backs like they are doing right now. This counts as possession, but Hartford aren't going to expend too much energy chasing things like this until it gets into an area of the field. Not there. I was hopeful of a forward pass to illustrate the narrative, but it was sent back the way by Kwame Awuah.
Brendan Burke says it's a team Loudoun. It knows its style. Here's the ball played in the middle. Chipped up. Header. Ribeiro comes out to take it off the back.
I was looking at Loudoun's fixtures still to come after this. They've got Indy 11 at home in midweek. Then they go to Rhode Island next Sunday, home to Pittsburgh, then away to Charleston. So their next three games are all against teams who are also fighting to get in or stay in the top 8.
And that Charleston game, we'll get to that in a second. Nice ball played up ahead. Here's a dribble into the box. Jang goes down.
He's offside.
And he's offside, so it's all for naught.
The pace of the build-up to start with was good, and then it was like that cartoon where the cartoon character jumps off the side of a cliff and then there's a pause. It just goes into slow motion.
Wile E. Coyote?
There's a few of them that tried it, and it's like a 2-second delay. It was just basically really slow after being a really good pacey build-up and an offside against Dieng.
I think cartoon character off a cliff, I immediately
there's loads of them.
Go to Wiley.
Why, of course. He's quick enough to get back before he falls.
Well, but he's not the brightest. He's not the brightest
I'm not
utensil in the
I'm
drawer.
not going near that one. I mean, yeah, whatever grades that Wiley got at school is no comparison.
It hasn't hurt his career. Put it that way.
Hope he's getting residuals.
They try to play it up ahead to Jang. Now Erlinson. Taken away in the middle. Epps doesn't agree with the foul call by Joe Sergen.
Yeah, it's probably a foul, but if he's able to make that legally, then Hartford might have had a wee chance there if he'd been able to play it back to a teammate in transition. But yeah, this is one of these. Who's going to press the gamble button first? Because it will not be Ryan Martin. And how much does Brendan Burke want to gamble? Because if he was offered 4 points from these two home games, I'm I mean, that's a decent offer. The last thing you want, 0-0 or 1-1 in this game, is to push a gamble button knowing you've still got another home game next week, and you end up with nothing.
Still a long way to go. Approaching the 40th minute. Erlinson. They try to work through the middle through Velo. Knocked away by DeShields. Taken back. Hartford wanted a foul. They regained possession with Samaria. Took that dribble one step too far. Had Jang open, but it's taken away. Awuha will get there first. Distributes to Valo. The service. Sails wide. The shot. Whistled wide.
That was a hit and a half. It just needed to be kept down, and that would have troubled Renan Ribeiro. But again, they're utilizing finally the team up between Awuha and Valo to get the delivery into the back post. I'm just a wee bit surprised they haven't tried that more often, because what it's doing, it's pinning DeShields back, but it's also ensuring that Michi and Galina has to defend, and that's not his strong point. Going the other way it is.
That was Tingy with the bullet in the 40th minute. Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partner, Travelers. Thanks to Travelers, presenting partner of our community ticket program. Children from underserved communities throughout Greater Hartford able to come to the matches free of charge. So are we. Jody Ambrosio, Mark Donaldson, our power station crew. No score. In the 41st, approaching the 41st minute. You know, you're even hard-pressed, Mark, to talk about individuals who have stood out tonight.
No.
The first 40 minutes.
No one's been poor, no one's been great. It's seriously been they've totally cancelled each other out.
Once again, deliberate in the back line. Erlinson.
That's the perfect word for it, by the way, deliberate.
Velo. Giving away Jang. Here's Michi. Lots of room to run. Jang running on the left. Here's Ngalina. Michi for Jang. Oh, Faru comes out and makes the save. Put a star next to that one for Hugo Faru. Mamadou Jang perfectly served by Ngalina.
As good as it's been so far in transition as well, with pace, with space. The perfect ball at the perfect time. I thought he might have had a chance to take it a little bit closer, but he knew best. And it was the right ball at the right time for Jiang. But the goalkeeper was outstanding.
Yeah, Farouk just made himself big. Came up with the biggest save of the match to keep the score level. Johnston. Up ahead. Hairston inadvertently puts it on Velo's foot.
Michi's done so well there, because it's one of these, you mistime that, you give away a penalty.
Yeah, Awua, the player who Michi defended there, as you get a look at the 23-year-old. Watch, here's the play, beautifully played. And Farouk, with all the confidence in the world, makes the save.
Once he slows up, then he has to play the ball. But you've still got to get it beyond the defender, and he did. And the goalkeeper knew by coming out, he would be narrowing the angle, but he'd have work to do. He did both.
Hartford's second shot on target tonight. Epps gets a head on it. Erlinson plays it. The Shields will settle. Angelina to DeShields. Up ahead, just a touch too far. It'll be a Loudoun throw-in.
Someone who's come into the team with very little expectations of him when he came in, but he has been really solid, is Michael DeShields. Right back for Hartford.
Came from Pittsburgh. He'd only played 2 matches there. He sat out for a long, long time. Now, Yunus Boudadi is expected to play tonight. When we talked to Brendan Burke during the week, he said he thought Yunus would see some time, but
he's on the bench.
It's tough to have any fault with what we've seen from Michael DeShields.
Look, if Hartford go ahead, you could play one in front of the other.
Right.
You could bring Boudadi on and make it a more defensive change, but you need to be ahead to do that.
Right.
If that was something that you wanted as an option.
So Hartford has found a couple of cracks in the Loudoun defense in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, from wide areas.
Here's Samadia on the run.
What a ball.
Beautiful. Off the foot of Habano. That one will bounce and go out. And it'll be last touched by Loudoun. So we'll have our first corner kick of the night here in the 44th minute.
One of those crosses that maybe doesn't look great, but it's hung up. Keeper can't come for it. Defender doesn't know what's going on. Has to play behind. So we've seen some decent corners taken by Hartford. Joe Farrell has been a target for a few. He's being marked right now by Isaiah Johnston, who's probably his equal height-wise. So
Hodge will trigger. It goes short to Engelina. Back to Hodge. Shot is blocked. Good defense by Loudoun there.
He's on his favorite foot as well. He's left.
Engelina taken down.
It's the old, I got there as quick as I could excuse.
Riley Bidwa taking down Engelina. They're making Tommy McCabe. Brendan Burke looking for a card there that was not to be found.
No, it's a foul and nothing else. Let's not rewrite the laws of the game because it favors your team.
Want to guess on stoppage time there, big boy?
Probably just 2.
Oh, wait, you can hear everything in the headsets now, can't you? Brigno Vineyard stoppage time. There are 2 minutes of stoppage time.
It's like magicians. You don't give away secrets. Come on.
That is pretty sneaky. Hodge again to trigger. Serves it in. Header goes wide.
It'll be a corner, though. It was a defensive header. That was a great delivery.
So Hodge again.
Was I right with 2?
Yes, you were. As soon as you said that, I said,
that smells fishy.
So here's Hodge again. From the left of Faroux. In swinger.
He's hit the bar, but he's a free kick first. By the way, that would have been controversial because if that had gone in from Hodge, and he's trying to catch a goalie out at the near post, but there was a little push spotted by the referee in the build-up. I was watching games earlier today. There's so many free kicks given for the defensive side, and very, very rarely. There was one that was given today as a penalty for a tug or a wrestle, but it's rare that you get it as the offensive team. But if that had gone in from Tristan Hodge, it would have been frustrating from a Hartford perspective. It's like the Amari Cooper 82-yard touchdown last weekend, nullified by a rather dubious holding call.
Hartford has had the better in the run of play in the last 7-8 minutes, but the match still scoreless here in the 2nd minute of stoppage time.
But going into the break, Joe, a lot of reasons for optimism from what you've just said for Brendan Burke and the Hartford players. It's about ending the half well, and they've looked pretty solid at the back as well, as both sides have. There's no side that can say that they deserve to go ahead.
No.
On the balance of play, Hartford have had the best chance.
Hartford more aggressive in the midfield, but that time a foul called.
Brendan Burke's going to pull his hair out of these little free kicks being conceded and the decisions going against his side. Halftime.
And that's it. 45 minutes in the books. Still waiting for the first goal of the match. An evenly played tactical first half between these two teams battling for the 8th spot on the Eastern Conference table. Hartford and Loudoun are scoreless. We'll be back with our halftime activities right here on ESPN Plus, MyTV9, and WTNH.com.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Embrace the laid-back charm of island life while sinking your toes in the sand and discovering real, authentic Florida in the Bradenton area. Unspoiled beauty and pristine beaches, a vibrant waterfront downtown energized by local arts and culture, fresh Floridian cuisine with a flourish of rich history, and friendly locals ready to welcome you to this preserved paradise on Florida's Gulf Coast. Plan your visit today at BradentonGulfIslands.com.
At the half, no score, first half highlights.
Yeah, one long ball is a good one as well. And then there's the little look, what's around me? But Momo Dieng can't keep it down. There was the effort, which it had Renan Ribeiro wondering if it was going to be close from Zach Ryan. And this is the best chance of the game. When he slows up, he has to play the pass. He gets it beyond Yanis Learman, does Michi and Galina. That's a really good save from Ugo Ferru to deny Momo Dieng.
First half statistics. Going to show Hartford with a shot advantage tonight. Possession, as we said, only one corner kick. Actually, there were two corner kicks in the first half. We'll come back. We'll hear from Joe Farrell. No score in Hartford.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Recentra bien el balón dentro del área. ¡Hombre, ese es el segundo! La combinación es buena. Se canta el 1-1. ¡De lo canto! ¡No te puedo creer! Increíble, Felipe. Y señoras y señores, la USL Championship.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Time now for news and notes with wins over Miami FC and Indy 11. Lou City can clinch the Players' Shield for best record. Hugo Farou, 25th keeper with an assist. His header set up Khalil El-Madekar for the game-tying goal for Loudoun last week. And with a win against Orange County tonight, Las Vegas Lights will punch their ticket for the postseason for the first time ever. It's been a strong first year for Joe Farrell on the back line for Athletic. We caught up with him a little bit earlier.
What's the biggest difference between the 20-year-old Joe Farrell with the Explorers and the 30-year-old Joe Farrell now?
Well, you guys might not believe this, but I played 9 in college a little bit. So that could be the biggest difference. So I was LaSalle was a little smaller of a program, and I kind of went wherever the team needed me in a given week, a given game. So I played up top. I played underneath the striker in like a 10 position. I also played the 6, and then I also played a little center back.
So why now? Why are you at the back now?
I think it's pretty evident. I can throw my head around in the box, but when it comes to doing step-overs and creating your own shot, I'm not the one for that. I'll get in the box and cause some havoc that way.
What was it about Hartford that attracted you here after playing last year in Pittsburgh and having such varied experiences across USL?
Brennan. I saw the work that he put in Colorado, and he called me and explained what the project looked like, and you could hear the excitement in his voice, and that got me excited. And once he started to share kind of what he saw, his vision of this looking like, I was sold. So it's a project, and as you've seen, projects have times where there are down periods and there are up periods, and it's something, but with Brendan, I believe in what we're doing, and it's taking a little bit here and there, but we continue to push forward each and every week, and I think the performances over the last month and a half have, even though we hadn't gotten all the results, I think the performances have been significantly better, and a stepping stone for what this team looks like the remainder of the year, but also seasons moving forward.
Yeah.
Taken back, in the goal, a shot, and a goal! Kyle Edwards, and it's 2-0 Hartford.
Take you back to last October, and I know it's not your best memory when you were with Pittsburgh and you faced Detroit, but the bigger picture here that I want to get to is that you now kind of find yourself on the other side of the fence, whereby a team that tops the lot can get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs by a team that sneaks in. That might happen to Hartford, it might not. Do you like the fact that a team who were 8th, like Detroit last year, can go knock out a team like you, who were first? Or do you prefer where I'm from, whereby the best team in the regular season wins it, and if you're 8th with a few games to go, you might be playing for European spots, but you ain't going to win the league?
Well, for me, I like both of them. In Phoenix, I had the opportunity to win the Supporter Shield, the Player Shield, out in Phoenix, but I also had the opportunity to make it to the USL Cup and lift 2 Western Conference trophies. So I've had the experience to raise a few trophies and being the Player Shield as well as some playoff trophies, and they're both amazing experiences. The feeling you get after winning the Supporter Shield, it's a grind. You have to be on your A game for every match of the season in order to win the regular season. So that's a true effort, but when it comes to playoff time, the best teams find their best form in the most important moments. And for me, that's the one cup I'm still chasing is the USL Cup. So that's the one I really want. That's the one I have my target on, my eyes on. And when it comes to playoff time, the air gets a little cold, it gets a little chilly, and you get goosebumps. But the goosebumps come from the energy in the stadium. It comes from the nervousness going into a game. So both trophies have great significance, and it's an amazing feeling to win the regular season, but it is also winning the playoff games are electric, and having fans behind you, and if we're able to have a home playoff game eventually, having that in Hartford, and having the fans here, the buzz in the air, the cold New England air, man, that would be something special.
This has been a sad week for Hartford Athletic. Greg Schlosinger passed away this week. He was a member of the athletic training staff for the last 3 years. And Modou Jadama was a defender with Athletic in 2022. We send our sympathies to their families.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
LDI Connect is a proud partner of Hartford Athletic with over 20 years of experience. LDI Connect is a leading independent provider of office technology solutions. Visit myldi.com for more information.
Start them young, huh? Start them young in the old brass section and the...
There you go. Pound that drum, young man.
Drums and percussion and all. Oh, that's magnificent. So good to see such a fantastic crowd tonight, but loads of kids here as well.
Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. And Lou City leading Indy 1-0. Miami and Pittsburgh scoreless. Rhode Island and Tampa Bay just underway. And tomorrow, big game, Birmingham Legion and North Carolina. So you had alluded to in the first half, maybe second half substitutions could be a factor. Who on Hartford do you think could play a role? Kyle Edwards?
Oh, Kyle and Danny and Anderson, but it's all game dependent and the way that the game's going. You're not going to bring on a defensive midfielder when you're chasing a goal. You're not going to bring on an attacker if you're a goal up. By the way, there's been a couple of goals just scored. Rhode Island have taken the lead against Tampa Bay, which is not good for either Hartford or Loudoun. Indy have just equalised against Lou City.
That's not good for Hartford either.
Or Loudoun. And
or
Pittsburgh have just taken the lead before halftime away at Miami. So, yeah, all three of those goals that have been scored in the last 5 minutes or so, none of them any good for these two teams that we're about to watch get this second half underway. But not before we have a change of shirt for Tristan Hodge, or change of undershirts.
Hartford in the alternate kits. It's the match for a cause tonight. The orange and black. Loudoun in the white, trimmed in red and black. Hairston triggers to Farrell. Second 45 underway. Two teams separated by 1 point for 8th place in the East. Here comes Loudoun. Spinning around. Keegan Tingy.
I'm going to test your knowledge of Scottish football. Which Scottish Premiership side has a kit very similar to Hartford's tonight? They reached the UEFA Cup final in 1987 and are the only team in world football who've played Barcelona 4 times and won all 4.
All right, well, that narrows it down. I would say Dundee United.
See, knew I could rely on you. Outstanding.
You know, if I had you given me the answers in school, I would have done much better.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing this for a living.
And if I was at school when you were at school, then there's a distinct mathematics problem.
Here's Tingy. Plays it to Valo, back to Tingy. No score, just the start of things. Second 45. Loudoun won the first match 3-0 on July 3rd in Virginia.
That was a thumping, wasn't it? That Hartford had been all around the world.
I would say the Rhode Island loss on the road, that loss, and the 6-0 devastation by Lou City.
The three poorest games.
Three poorest. Even the 4-1 game against Indy, Hartford was more in that game. And what Hartford's done, here's a dangerous ball, but the foul called as Epps sent to the pitch. What Hartford has done is they have the Rhode Island game was the second time they played, but they avenged those losses to Lou City and Indy 11.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Once again, if you're just joining us, no Jordan Scarlett sitting out the one-game suspension for the red card against Oakland.
Yeah, he's in the row in front, so if you're saying anything about him, keep it nice.
Jordan Scarlett's been terrific for Hartford. He and Farrell have been so strong in the center. In fact, that's what Brendan Burke said the key to the defense success has been. Press it a little bit more as Von Kazeel distributes it out of bounds over the touchline. Tingy looking to get it back in. Jang with a silly foul on Hughes.
Silly's the right word. Don't make a challenge like that. What's the best that's going to achieve? You go in with your shoulder. It's not... saying it's a forwards challenge is lazy use of the English language. It's a silly challenge to make. Use your brain, son.
So, it'll be put into play just in front of the Hartford bench.
It literally is a free effort, a free kick. And he's got so many good attributes. And look, we all do daft things, and that's probably one thing you'll regret. But he's just got to hope that it doesn't end up in the back of the net here.
Tommy McCabe will trigger. Players lined up in the 18. Here's the service. Getting there first to it. Tristan Hodge kept alive. Here's a shot. A save is made. Erlinson was up. And then Hibero sent flying. And that's going to be our first yellow of the match. And Henan Hibero slow to get up.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. This is what happened. This is about Michael DeShields. That is a brilliant block. And it's not so much about the block, and it's just a coming together. There's nothing malicious there. Riley Bidois going into the book. But he makes the block look easy, Michael DeShields, because his positioning is exceptional.
First yellow of the year on the New Zealander. Don't miss our final home match of the season next Saturday at 7:30 against North Carolina as we celebrate Fan Appreciation Night presented by Vignol Vineyards. It's our final $2 beer, $1 hot dog night of the year. Visit HartfordAthletic.com/tickets to get your tickets today. It would be nice to see everybody out here to show their appreciation for a team that maybe has exceeded some expectations, especially the way the season was going in mid-year.
I just hope, and I'm pretty sure it'll happen, that next season players don't have to show up for the first day of training wearing name tags. Because that's pretty much what this team's been for a few years. When they don't get in the playoffs,
constant manipulation of the roster.
It's constant, and you kind of have to because it's not working. Last year they spent a lot of money, didn't spend it wisely, unfortunately. This year, they are, well, you are where you are, and you deserve to be where you are, but they're playing well right now. They're a well-coached, good team, but they need to get in the playoffs.
Hairston steals it. Faroux hesitates. That one will bring rain. It's high enough.
There's not many that reach the height of the floodlight. That's probably as close as any of them have been. It's picked up with the second half where the first half left off, isn't it?
Except Hartford had challenges at the end of the first half. Haven't had any yet in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, well, Loudoun's, they're sitting off a little bit. They're happy with defending where they're defending. That might change here.
Epps can't control. Booted into the east stands. Throw in Hartford. Looks like it'll be Thomas Van Kessel to do the honors on the far side.
It's just good to see him back again after the injuries that kept him out for so long. Hartford signed him and he hadn't played much at all.
Ouha prevents the corner. Played to Hodge. Up ahead for Samadia, but
unlucky.
It'll run over the goal line for a goal kick.
It's little things like that, isn't it? Because you keep doing the things that have been done so far. This one's going to end up 0-0. So you're trying to find that pass. You're trying to split the right fullback or the right wing back, play that in behind that player and the right centre back. You need the runs as well, and that was close, but a good idea from Hartford.
Shots are 6-3. Loudoun still without a shot on target.
Don't mind this high press, Joe.
Nope, putting pressure on. Making Farouk work to clear the ball upfield. Hartford trying to dictate tempo in the front line. And they get an errant pass for a throw-in.
I'm going to use a phrase you've just used. Make them work for it.
Right.
If you're going to give them easy possession, fine. Give them easy possession at the back. But if you're not going to be able to. No one can. You can't press for 90 minutes. The high press, put pressure on the defenders. But pick and choose. But don't just sit back. And that's a statement of intent for Hartford.
Hodge stops on a dime. Played back to Van Kessel by Hairston. Hartford in retreat mode. And Ribeiro comes out to orchestrate.
I like the organisation of their front three because it's usually led by Zach Ryan and Riley Bidouin on one side, Florian Vallo on the other. It's not about chance creation here. It's about working hard, working in unison, and making sure that Hartford doesn't have too many opportunities for free plays like that.
That's blocked by Ryan. Hartford keeps possession.
Good.
Nice stop on a dime move on the far side. On the run, here's Johnston. More closely by Epps, forced to go backwards, and they play the ball all the way back to Giannis Learman. Epps has had a good work rate tonight.
They all have. There's not been a failure on either side. There's a reason it's as close, because everyone's basically done their job.
Farouk comes way out to help. Almost gave it away. It'll be a Hartford throw.
I was looking at the bench. I know you asked the question. I gave a politician's answer, everything but the answer that you wanted. Danny Barrera, someone that might get the last 20 minutes, the last half hour or something. Dominantly for his set play deliveries. He's very good at that. But again, who are you taking off for that?
Well, that was my next question.
I'm not taking off Epps right now. I'm not taking off anybody right now. The bench is there to make changes. If you're desperately pushing forward, looking for a goal, then of course you can do things like that. But right now, just played 10 minutes of the second half. No, it's as you were, and monitor fitness.
Hartford can't maintain possession. Here comes Loudoun. That's Zach Ryan, their leading goal scorer with 10. Has been quiet tonight. McCabe's pass knocked down by Macangila. And there's Ryan complaining to the man in charge again, Joe Surgan. The Fix is Connecticut's premier standalone IV vitamin therapy boutique, offering customized intravenous vitamin infusions and intramuscular vitamin injections that maximize health, performance, and recovery, with all services administered by licensed, registered nurses. Located in West Hartford Center, visit thefixivtherapy.com to learn more.
Well, he might have a point, Florian Valo, that he won the ball, but did he go through the man first? And now he's done it again, and he's into the book. I totally get his frustration for the first one, because what more could he do? And look, winning the ball doesn't mean it's not a free kick. You go through the man first, but let's just say he's feeling rather hard done by as he joins Riley Bidois in the book.
Second yellow of the year for Florian Valo, who did not play in Saturday's draw with Colorado Springs. So Hartford will trigger. Hodge will get the play started just inside the offensive half for Athletic.
By the way, Kyle Edwards is an option. You can go 2 up top if you really want to go for it.
Well, and again, as you've said, the idea is to get 4 points
minimum
out of the next 2 games. Now, the problem with playing for a tie here is you're almost forced to potentially open the floodgates against North Carolina.
And they will.
You've lost against already this year. Served into the area, played back to Ribeiro, and he decides to kick it out of danger.
Yeah, but
nice trap by Engelina.
Deemed a deliberate pass back. Otherwise, Brendan Burke is not happy, and the whole of the coaching staff are off their feet wanting a red card here because he's just been booked.
Yeah, they can want a red all they want. I don't think we're going to see that.
No, but you know what now? Ryan Martin has a decision to make, because Hartford will try their best to get Florian Valo involved in confrontation to try and get a second yellow. So he has to decide, does he want, is this a second yellow card? No, I mean, that's not a second yellow card. You can shout all you want, and yeah, there's kind of green and blue tinted spectacles when we do the commentary at times here. That's not another yellow card. But what that reaction has done by the bench is put a seed of doubt now in the mind of the referee. He pretty much knows that one more and he's off. So Ryan Martin has to decide, does he keep Florian Valo on, or does he utilise his first change of the game? I think he's going to have words with both coaches here. Just getting a wee bit fiery.
Well, Ryan Martin showing up at the meeting. Brendan Burke hadn't been beckoned yet. Now he is. That's Ryan Martin in the baseball cap. Marlon Hairston getting in his 2 cents worth.
Is this the equivalent then, if we said the referee earlier is a bit like a school teacher, of parent-teacher conference?
Pretty much.
Which is fine if your kid behaves.
Isaiah Johnston going where he shouldn't be.
Marlon, I'm just here to listen in.
Yeah, I just want to hear what's going on. And Brendan Burke says, all right, lads, back up.
I think I know exactly what this is about. I think this is about the referee saying, right, Yankees were 3-2 down against the Royals. It's now 3-3. He's just keeping them up to date with the playoffs in Major League Baseball. And by the way, the Mets had a good win at the Phillies, 6-2. So maybe I can't let read. And of course, it's not about the baseball.
No, it's not. It's not about soccer. I haven't even looked at my phone during the game.
There you go. We have to fill airtime while parent-teacher conference is ongoing.
Austin Wells, a bases-loaded walk, bringing Gleyber Torres for 3-3. Well, there's nothing to do. We've got. This is like the United Nations.
I'm just saying.
Now they're talking to Hodge and Johnston.
Joe Sergen's playing the role of Kofi Annan. He's the referee.
Now the clock has been stopped.
Yeah, it's been stopped on the graphic.
Right. The real clock is moving.
I mean, what is happening here? Just behave. Get on with the game. And if you're Hartford, you're doing your best to get Florian Valo involved. Did this really require?
Well, he just shoved. Tommy McCabe kind of shoved him out of the way. Meanwhile, Zach Ryan is back talking to. He's in more conversation with Joe Sergen than he's had with his teammates tonight, and Joe Farrell getting in on it as well. Farrell's wearing the captain's band for Hartford in the absence of Marlon Scarlett.
Joe, it's not.
Jordan Scarlett, I'm sorry.
It's not been a bad-tempered game. This is unnecessary.
Well, this is a total waste of time. There's no need for There's no need for all this talking.
Exactly. Look.
Mock the Bronx cheer for the official, Joe Sergen, for finally getting playback underway.
We're here to watch the football. We're not here to watch the officials. You just have for 2.5 minutes. If you're handing out cards, whatever, then that can be acceptable because you've got a lot to try and sort out.
Epps had his feet go out from under him here. It's played in. Goalie comes out.
No
Hartford
penalty.
can't get a shot on goal.
No, he's gone over the goalkeeper. I think that's more. For me, it's not a penalty, and I'd like to see a replay, and I'm sure we'll get one. The first one is a really good save. I might be wrong, and I have been on many times in the past, but for me, first instinct is that's not a penalty. The through ball's fantastic for Engelina. That's a really good save. Now, if that's going to be the best look, it's going to be hard to kind of say. I still don't think it was. Hopefully we can get another look at what we've just seen if there isn't a better angle. But I think the goalkeeper's already down, and I didn't see any movement from the goalkeeper towards Momo Dieng. Again, I might be wrong, but that, for me, the look that we got wasn't really conclusive, and you can usually tell by players in close proximity if their immediate kind of thing is, wow, referee. But I don't think it was.
All sorts of conversations going on.
Right. Watch Dieng. His legs are up, but he's not. His legs are up, but he's not made a move with his legs to block Dieng. And it's not. He's on the ground. There's nowhere he can go. If he deliberately moves a body part towards the attacker and inhibits his movement, it's a penalty. I don't think he's done that there. I think he's on the ground. His legs already up from the previous save. That's the way that he's landed. Not for me. But I'm sure when Brendan watches this back and his coaching staff and the players, they'll think it maybe was, but not for me.
Hugo Farou talking to the head athletic trainer, Drazen Vukovic. So this is another 2-3 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah, which is fine. It's an injury to the goalkeeper. We're going to try and queue up.
We've got subs ready to come in.
Yeah, we're going to queue up that again. If we can just hopefully feed it in before this throw-in is taken. If we can't, no worries. But we have had a good look at it, and not for me. It will be a corner for Hartford, and those two subs will be
Wesley Leggett and Abdelatif Abukura. Looks like we'll get another corner.
The first corner came to nothing.
From the right?
Yeah, I think, the referee, Joe Sergen, has come to our attention in the last 5 minutes, but I'm not disagreeing with his decision there.
Marcus Epps to serve it. Headed up in the air. It'll be a Hartford throw-in.
It's about focus and concentration now for the defences on both sides. Can't take your eye off the game. They're waiting, understandably so. They don't want to make a change when they're defending.
Dangerous pass by Farrell there in the open field.
It was a good one, though.
Got to the target. Cleared out by Hughes. And Loudoun possesses.
Certain things happen in all games, in all sports. That was the turning point, or that changed things. And it might be a stoppage in play or feeling hard done by at a decision, even although it was probably the correct decision. But use it to your advantage if you're Hartford, and they're the ones in possession right now.
65 minutes in with no score.
Did you think it was a penalty?
No.
It's twice we've agreed tonight.
Maybe more record-setting than the game being scoreless. Hartford's already had a couple of scoreless draws here at home this year. Awuha gets there before it can get to Momo Dieng. No, Velo seems to have calmed down. Awuha. Pass was off target. Engelina Streaks up the near channel. Give and go with Jang. Michi serves it. Too far. Too high. Over the net.
Now the changes can be made.
So Zach Ryan is coming out.
Interesting.
Wesley Leggett will go in for him. And Riley Bidwa's night is over. And Abdulatif Abukura, the 19-year-old from Virginia, who has 5 goals on the season, will replace Bidwa. So, you would say that Ryan Martin's looking for more offense, but not if he takes his leading goal scorer out.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting there, Joe? He's not taking Florian Vallo off, and he was the one who was booked and then had that other challenge, which Hartford felt should have been a second yellow, which it wasn't.
So the first 2 subs of the night into the Loudoun 11 as we remain scoreless. Abukura, member of the U18 Egyptian national team, or the U20 national team. Shots still 6-4. Loudoun with their first shot on target here in the second half. Once again, it's been a very clinical, very tactical match thus far, though we have seen, starting at about the 38-minute mark of the first half, Hartford exerting more pressure. But that hasn't been the case here since the second half began. Velo, triple teamed. Isaiah Johnson. No, Tingy, nice move. Dribbles along the 18.
Oh, what
tipped
a save.
Away! There's another highlight save by Henan Hibero. What a nice move by Keegan Tingy. Right on the 18, loaded up the left boot, and it was cleared by Hibero for a corner, the first of the match for the visitors.
And this will be a brilliant angle as well, right behind it. Look how good this save is. That thing was moving, and that is a brilliant save from the Brazilian.
Now Joe Sergen will come in and lay down the law. Players are jammed along the goal line there. Thomas Van Kessel in the middle of it, trying to mark Wesley Leggett. From the far side, the corner kick. It did not go where it was directed, and it was cleared away by Hartford. You get one of those saves every game with Henan Hibero.
That was a brilliant save. It really was. And he's the difference between Hartford right now having a chance at a playoff spot and already preparing for the new season, knowing that their season is pretty much done.
Loudoun has had the better of the run of play here over the last 10 minutes or so. But that was their best chance of the night. Hartford had a golden opportunity by Mamadou Jang that Hugo Farou made the stop. Here's a giveaway. Up the middle, it's Jang. And Galena, the shot. Too much pace on it, sails wide.
Do you go back across goal or do you try the shot? You probably try the shot. This will tell you. Jiang immediately was saying, give it back to me. But when you're there, and if you play that across to Jiang and you hit the defender, you're getting pilloried. You're getting hammered for that. You kind of have to take the shot. But again, 1 or 2 openings now at either side. 20 minutes remaining here. And we're starting to see 1 or 2 players maybe getting a little bit tired, so space is becoming more prevalent than it has been.
Flourish, proud to fuel Hartford Athletic with our healthy, delicious food. Let them do the same for you and your team. Order online at flourishhartford.com or visit them at 72 New Park Avenue in Hartford.
1 or 2 technical issues, which hopefully will get resolved shortly.
Barrow plays it up in the direction of Engelina. Headed over the west sideline by Keegan Hughes.
So Ryan Martin's freshened things up. Dakota and Leggett on.
Giveaway by Hartford. Macangila over the near touchline.
If I'm Brendan Burt, I'm not making any changes right now because it's working. That's a soft one.
Joe Farrell called for the foul. So it'll be a potentially dangerous set piece.
I've liked some of what the referee's done, and there's other things that he's lost control over certain incidents. The way to resolve that is to brandish cards. Ill discipline can be resolved by putting your foot down. And if you think as a player you can get away with something and constantly chirping back, there should be more cards in this game for poor behaviour, dissent. I mean, this might be a little bit better behaved. Because right now, the kids are in charge of the classroom.
Here's Velo, who was one of those angry kids earlier. Towards the 18. Headed down. On the volley, Farrell. Samadi in there battling. Loudoun retains. In the box. Shot is blocked. They're calling for a handball.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a penalty kick.
His hand was out unnecessarily so, Beverly Macangila. No complaints from him. Why does he need to put his hand out? And suddenly a game which a point was probably the minimum you needed. It might be a salvation job if Loudoun score the penalty. No complaints. Macangila knows it. Yellow card because of this. Watch where his arms are as the cross is delivered. Why? He doesn't. It's poor defending. You don't protect yourself like that. If you put your hands out like that, you've made a bad error. And now it's up to Renan Ribeiro to come to Hartford's rescue after the mistake from Beverly Macangila. And he knows it. His hands are on his hips right now. And this is a big moment in this game.
It'll be Keegan Tingy to take it from the 12-yard spot. Referee trying to walk and back to the goal. Ribeiro has not stopped either of the two penalty kicks against him this year. A critical part of the match here in the 74th minute. Tingy trying to give Loudoun the lead in this crucial match. Scores. First goal of the year for Keegan Tingy, and Loudoun takes the 1-0 lead.
First player to score here against Hartford since Taylor Davila on the 24th of August for Lewis City. It's a good penalty and no complaints whatsoever. Referee got that one spot on. Beverly Macangila will know. He will know, and all the players together right now just trying to give us 15 more minutes plus added time. Kyle Edwards and Danny Barrera are both going to come on.
Will come in. Westfield Bank, proud to support Connecticut customers, communities, and crowds. Cheering for Hartford Athletic. Westfield Bank, what better banking is all about. Online at westfieldbank.com.
Samadia and Macangila. So Macangila's last involvement, will not help him feel any better, was to give away a penalty. And with that, and I know it's an early shout because there's still 4 games to go after this, that would make Loudoun a lot harder to catch. Given Loudoun's fixtures between now and the end of the season and Hartford's fixtures, this would be one of the results of the season for them. And not secure a playoff spot, but it would probably be one less team that Hartford have got a realistic chance of trying to capture.
So the penalty kick by Keegan Tingy. And now Hartford chasing a goal just to get level. But again, no complaints on that call. It was clearly a handball on Macangila.
Oh, spot on. Referee got that absolutely spot on. It wasn't a difficult one, but he still has to make the decision. That's all on Macangila, and it's just been individual disciplinary errors this season that have cost Hartford, whether it's been the goalie, Renan Ribeiro, getting sent off, whether it's been Macangila's handball. It's just little things. Last week it didn't, or 2 weeks ago it didn't cost Hartford when Scarlett got sent off. Today it might. It's a gut punch, that one. It puts so much into this recent run of form.
Farrell Loudoun calling for the offside flag, but they regained possession, so it's a moot point. Oh, Leggett gets taken down. Play on. Velo. Ahead to Abukura. Loudoun player still down and injured. That was a hard charge. And we've got a yellow card on Vakazil. That's pretty well deserved as well.
Yeah, no complaints there either. Well, it's about reaction, isn't it? And earlier in the season, Hartford went behind quite a lot, but found a way either to get back into it or to turn it around. They started to do that as well, and they were winning games from being behind. And the last time that a player scored here, I mentioned Taylor Davila, Hartford were behind to lose City, and they came back and they won it by 2-1.
Injured player was Wesley Leggett.
It's taking the air out of this place as well, isn't it? I mean, it's like it's totally burst the balloon. It's about reaction. You can't dwell on it. It's happened.
Nope. You got to play on. No time to feel sorry for yourself. As you look at Momo Jang, had the best Hartford scoring opportunity of the night. The Performance Lab, an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility together under one roof with one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs. The Performance Lab will get you moving and feeling your best.
It's a yellow card challenge. It probably looks worse than it is, and it's bad. It looked worse than bad. Von Kizil into the book.
For Thomas, his 5th yellow of the season.
As much as Hartford now trail,
so it'll be Abukura on the far side with the direct from about 3 yards inside the touch line.
Loudoun game plan has been really good tonight.
And they've executed it to perfection.
They've been very solid. This was a game you would take a point before kick-off, and if you can get 3, then all the better. And now it's going to be interesting because Hartford have kind of gone with a 4-1-2-3 formation, understandably so. And they'll probably push Hodge and DeShields up from fullback area. It's up to Loudoun not to get too deep as they prepare another change.
They are going to bring Drew Skundridge into the game, former Stanford All Pac-12 performer. Can't see the number of the player on the far side who's leaving.
It was Isaiah Johnson.
All right. So Skundridge is in. Loudoun 1-0 in front. And Galena double team. Keegan Hughes knocks it out. It'll be a throw in for Athletic.
One of the other things that Loudoun has done so well today is prevented Hartford from having a lot of chances. It's a game where being clinical and either scoring a worldie or taking advantage of a bad error, which Loudoun did with a handball, could be the difference between the two sides. Not many chances at all.
Here's Tristan Hodge to initiate the long throw. Good coverage by Loudoun. They clear it out and start the counter.
Smart ball.
Played up ahead towards Leggett. Ribeiro at the 18 will play it upfield. Long kick. But Epps plays it over the far touchline. It'll be a Loudoun throw-in.
Yeah, it was a tough one coming over his shoulder to try and control. Just wondered if Thomas Von Kizil might have been able to nod that back to Hernan Ribeiro, but Brazilian was able to clear. Oh dear.
Here's Velo.
Farrell's mistake.
He's got space, played in the middle, and good hustle by Hairston to clean up. Loudoun keeps possession. They have had the better of play here after intermission. In fact, the intermission probably came at the worst possible time for Hartford. They had play in their favor. They were creating chances. Then halftime came, and it's been a different match since then.
The first real chance wasn't for 20 minutes of the second half. It kind of picked up where it left off as far as possession was concerned, just not with the chances for Hartford.
Holiday Inn Express Newington, conveniently located in the heart of the dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpike Route 5/15. Whether you need one night or an extended stay, Holiday Inn Express will make your stay convenient and cost-effective.
Indy's turned it around. They now lead Lou City 2-1. Pittsburgh 4 up at Miami.
No surprise there.
So all the results going against Hartford.
Most importantly, this one, foul called on Tingy. So Ribeiro will trigger for Hartford. We've had a couple of extended stoppages in this one. So we should be playing with a good amount of stoppage time once that comes, but that's still 8 minutes away. Now Barrera, who came in for Macangila. Played up ahead, nobody there in orange. Little indecision there, almost dangerous. Erlinson and Faroux almost got their signals crossed. Now Tingy. Dribbling back to Hughes, now Erlinson. Faroux does a lot to trigger their offense. That time was just clearing the ball upfield, and a giveaway by Hartford. Michael DeShields just aimlessly kicking it over the far sideline, giving possession back to Loudoun. Here's Leggett in the box. He shoots and he scores. Wesley Leggett in the 83rd minute. His 8th goal of the season, his 2nd against Hartford. And the air has really come out of the balloon here at Trinity Health.
That will be that. Got to go and push bodies forward to try and get an equalising goal. You know you're going to leave yourself narrow at the back. And it's the two subs teaming up. It's a perfectly weighted pass from Abdel Abukora. And that is a really good finish by Wesley Leggett. And that's a sign of a good side, that you can bring on two subs and they both make an impact by providing for the other. And that will take Loudoun 4 points clear of Hartford. With Pittsburgh winning, they'll go 2 clear of Hartford. With Indy winning, they'll go 9 clear of Hartford.
Yunus Boudadi playing for the first time in 4 games, in for Michael DeShields. So Hartford now chasing 2 with 6 minutes and then stoppage time.
Chase all you like if you give the ball away as easily as that and as cheaply to the goalkeeper. And Rhode Island winning as well, so they would go 9 points clear of Hartford in their first game. And everything that has kind of built up momentum and confidence has been eviscerated tonight by a handball and then a goal on the counter when you're pushing forward for an equaliser. So you basically now know what you have to do. You've got 4 games left. Home finale next week and 3 on the road. You've pretty much got to win them all.
And hope for help. Because none of those, well, except for Tampa and North Carolina. So you got 2 games against teams that you'll be competing with, and then the Tulsa and Orange County games, which are Western Division teams. We got another stoppage.
What we got now?
Well, we got the 4th official.
He's coming over to the Hartford bench. Someone's in bother.
Well, it's not Brendan. I don't think. Might be Joe Santos.
Yeah, it's not Mike Diaz. It's not Dan Gaspar. It's not Brendan. It's not Aaron Wheeler. So
no, it's Joe Santos, right, exactly. Leggett, the goal in the 83rd minute for Abukara, his first assist of the year, and this is 22nd match. Now we're going to get another sub. Robbie Dambrot.
Yeah, all sorts going on. 2 balls on the pitch. One has been put into the goals. One down. One teammate playing doctor. It's just a bit chaotic. So let's, while the play's been stopped here, let's look at what we've seen in this game. As much as the crowd's done their best, and it's dispersing pretty rapidly now. This is a game where Hartford have had one decent chance.
Right.
That's not enough.
Can't win like that.
It's not enough. And you can say, well, if you're maybe... And this isn't something Brendan Burke spoke exactly about. We want 4 points. They want 6 points, of course. But the whole season, this hasn't been about the playoff push. The whole season has been about 2 things. 1, not scoring enough goals. And 2, not being clinical enough with the chances they've created. And it's very harsh, or it sounds very harsh, when you go from everything's rosy in the garden, they're one of the form teams, Hartford this, Hartford that. And they have been. They've been great. They've been defensively, they've been rock solid of late. But when you do concede, you need to be in a position where you know you're going to get the chances that's going to give you the opportunity to maybe score a couple of goals. They haven't had that tonight. They've had one really good chance, one decent chance, and twice Ugo Faru has denied them.
Khalil Edmakar and Robbie Dambrot coming into the game. Jacob Erlandson coming out.
It's one of these seasons, Joe, right now they're on a good run of form up until tonight. They've left themselves with too much to do.
Well, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Hartford, again, in the bottom quarter of the league, as a shot whistled over the crossbar. Hartford in the bottom quarter of the league in goals scored and also in goals conceded, but that has gotten a lot better in recent weeks. Tonight's Hartford Business Journal Alliance partner of the match is Capasso Enterprises Incorporated. 2-0 as we approach stoppage time. Van Kazeel in the direction of Engelina. For the most part, Loudoun's done a terrific job against Michi and Mamadou Dieng. Epps trying to make something happen against the double team. Played back to Van Kazeel.
What you have to do now, if you're the coaching staff and the players, the leadership group in the dressing room as well, this is still salvageable. This is a gut punch, right? But it ain't a knockout blow.
Right, no, exactly. They get a foul on the far side and another yellow card. This one handed out in the 90th minute. Hartford will get a corner. Their 5th of the match. Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. There are 9 minutes of stoppage time. Hartford desperately trying for that first goal. It's a team that's been shut out 11 times this season. Hodge the trigger. Far post. And cleared.
Teams have come here and scored 2 goals in 9 minutes before.
Ribeiro will come out and get it before Abukara can get there.
Just saying there's plenty time. Now there's also plenty time for Loudoun to extend their lead because Hartford are going to have to push forward. But if ever there was a game changer, it was the handball.
Faru off the line. Basically punts it straight up in the air. Epps controls. Drop back to Hairston. 2-0. The penalty cook goal by Tingy in the 74th minute. The Leggett breakaway goal in the 83rd off the pass by Abukara. Here's El Medkar. He got the goal at the very end of stoppage time last week for the important 1 point against Colorado Springs. The 25-year-old from Delaware. So, if the result holds, Hartford's 7-game home unbeaten streak will end, as will their 7-game overall unbeaten streak, the longest in franchise history. Here's Barrera. Now Farrell, who's pushed up. They retreat to Van Kazeel. Hodge. Sent in. Headed down.
No. That's called a desperate appeal.
Right. If it's not a penalty kick
it's just
in the 5th minute, it's not one in the 92nd.
Oh, they're 2-0 down. They deserve a penalty. No, it doesn't work like that. IFAB's laws of the game. That's a foul throw. IFAB's laws of the game don't work like that. Service tonight to Mamadou Dieng's not been good enough.
Nope.
It's not been often enough. And look, it's not a case of you've got to provide it. He's got to do more. And he's set a bar for himself, and he's got a big, big future ahead of himself. But I've seen Hairston tonight having a go at Dieng, and there's a couple of times I thought that run maybe should have been made, and he slowed up or whatever. Look, he's inexperienced, I get that. He's raw, he's very talented as well. You don't win or lose as an individual. It's not Beverly McAguila's fault that Hartford have lost this. Granted, he's had a big part to play in it, but you can't just ostracize someone because they've had a poor game or they've made a mistake.
There's a shot, and it's tipped over the bar.
He's a good goalie,
by Farou.
He's a good goalie. He's very, very agile.
Hugo Farou, who was on the team of the week. Watch this. Off the header.
Yeah.
It would have been an own goal.
That's a super save. He's the type of dog owner that would be running after the ball he's just thrown for the dog and trying to catch the ball before the dog gets there. He's just chucking himself. He's great to watch, and he's he's so agile.
Barrera to serve from the left corner. Farou couldn't come up with it. Hartford does. Back on the 18.
Unlucky.
Misconnection.
I don't mind that.
It happens. Good idea. And they just play it long upfield for El Medkar.
So before this game, it was about points. Now it's about points plus help. You need to get points on the board, and you need a little help from your friends.
And then you've got a road trip from Hades the last week of the season. Edwards can't catch up to that, and Farou goes to the ground.
The road trip at the end of the season is the one that gets you the next status up on an airline because you've traveled so many miles. It's one of those. It's cross-country, round the corner, back again, and rinse and repeat. Still got that game in hand against Tampa to play. Got to go to Tulsa. 66 and all that.
Collision at midfield. We're going to get another yellow? Or no? Injured player is Marlon Hairston. He gets up relatively quickly.
It should have been a yellow. Given his standard of what a yellow card is, I mean, no wonder footballers get frustrated with officials. You just want consistency, and he's been consistently inconsistent tonight, the referee, Joe Sergan.
2-0. The goals by Tingy and Leggett. Hodge sends it in. Headed out of there by Awuha. He's had a strong game. Serve to the far post. Headed away by Hughes.
Sometimes in games it's hard to identify a turning point. It's not difficult tonight, is it? 73rd minute,
Nope.
McIngeala handball, penalty kick. Kieran Tingy. I don't think one result and one moment, never mind one result, but one moment should define where Hartford are right now.
No.
There's no way it should. But they've got to pick up. They've ended the season well.
But it just proves there's more work to do, which we knew, which isn't breaking news.
No.
Loudoun with that brick wall. Here's a shot, deflected.
I said earlier, Joe, and we were discussing how sometimes you learn more about players in a defeat. And what is going to be key after this is response and how Hartford bounce back. I think it's a good fixture next week at home to North Carolina, the final home game of the season.
Here's Angelina, still working, but cleared off the 18, and Ribeiro will come all the way up to midfield to play it.
Next week's a cup final, isn't it? There's no point, I'll take that. It's like win or bust.
And once again, Loudoun, which is played almost a perfect road game.
They've been really, really good. I've been so impressed by them, and they've improved a heck of a lot this season. But for Hartford, we've said it before, this isn't about one result defining their season. If Loudoun was the only one they were trying to catch, it would be a big, big issue. It's not the only one that they're trying to catch. There's many teams around there. Pittsburgh are in there, North Carolina, Loudoun, Birmingham, Rhode Island, Indy. There'll be other chances. Just been one of those nights.
Once again, the double team. Michi dribbles through it, sends it to Epps. Epps back to Angelina, but Loudoun's there to clear it away, and it'll be a throw-in for Loudoun United as we are down to maybe a minute of stoppage time.
This has been, from Loudoun United, a textbook away performance. You don't need to be gung-ho. Chances will come. You just got to be tight at the back. You're going to give away a fair bit of possession, but stay tight. And their organisation, I'm just looking now. They've got a centre-back wearing number 2, Keegan Hughes, who's challenging for the ball here. He's the leader of the pack, or he was there. And that's what you need. And everyone can, on his march, on his words, do that.
Their centre-backs have played extremely well.
Very, very solid.
Whether it's been Erlinson or Hughes or Learman, certainly Awuha and Tingy have played well on the wings.
They've not had a failure. They've been really, really good. They've been better than some teams higher up in the table who have come here and faced Hartford.
Clock continues to wind down. Loudoun content with playing a game of keep away in the far side. Elmit Carr gives it away, but clock not the ally of athletic.
Not tonight, Josephine. Not tonight.
Hartford falls to 10-13-7, 8-4-4 at home, and that'll do it. We have come to full time. On a disappointing night, our match presented by Liberty Bank. Liberty Bank, proud to be a longtime partner of Hartford Athletic and to leverage their Be Community Kind brand promise through the support of Match for a Cause. Visit libertybank.com to learn more. Well, we've got a little dust up in the middle of the field.
Take your partners for the Highland Reel. Yeah, Wade Yang. What's the best that can happen here compared to what's the worst that could happen here? That's just stupid. Just step away. Discipline. If someone chirps at you, if someone says something, you've got to be the bigger person. You've got to just walk away.
And in Ribeiro getting involved with one of the Loudoun subs.
This is a nonsense. You should not have event supervisors on the field of play at the end of the game for players. They are there for crowd safety. And after 9 added minutes, you get this to end proceedings. Come on now. This is totally unnecessary. It happens all the time. Sledging. In all sports, you've got to be the bigger person. They've won, fine. Let them behave the way they want to be. Or if something's said, that's fine. You've got to be the bigger person. You've got to walk away. And Momo Dieng being escorted down the tunnel quickly before he comes to the referee's attention. And it's probably much ado about nothing. But don't give the referee a decision.
Dana Gaspar, the goalkeeping coach, trying to get guys back towards the locker room. And Henan Ribeiro is not a happy camper. Now he says something to say to Faroux. Or no, that's not
that
Faroux.
Dave Jackman. Yep.
So, A disappointing night ends in controversy. 2-0. Loudoun the winner. We'll come back and wrap it up here on ESPN+.
Embrace the laid-back charm of island life while sinking your toes in the sand and discovering real, authentic Florida in the Bradenton area. Unspoiled beauty and pristine beaches, a vibrant waterfront downtown energized by local arts and culture, fresh Floridian cuisine with a flourish of rich history, and friendly locals ready to welcome you to this preserved paradise on Florida's Gulf Coast. Plan your visit today at BradentonGulfIslands.com.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Don't miss our final home match of the season next Saturday against North Carolina at 7:30 as we celebrate Fan Appreciation Night presented by Brignall Vineyards. It's the final $2 beer, $1 hot dog night of the year. Visit HartfordAthletic.com/tickets to get your tickets today. Evenly played till the 73rd minute when a handball gave it away. Statistics prove that it was an evenly played match.
It was, but there's a lot of games that are even. It's who puts the ball in the back of the net, who takes their opportunities, who's clinical. This was the perfect away performance from Loudoun United. For Hartford, the season's not over, but they've got 4 cup finals, and they have to pretty much win them all.
Game tied until the 73rd minute when a handball was called in the box against Beverly Macangila. Keegan Tingy stepped up and put it in, and that made it a 1-0 game. And then in the 83rd minute, Wesley Leggett, sent in by Abdelatif Abukura, beat Henan Hibero. Things got a little nasty after the final whistle. In fact, some players are still in discussion as cooler heads finally prevailed. I'm sure we'll hear a lot about that in the postgame. But it's all for naught. Loudoun wins it by a score of 2-0. They are now 4 points up in Hartford in the battle for 8th place. Thanks to our terrific Power Station crew. For my broadcast partner, Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Final score, Loudoun United 2, Hartford Athletic 0. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN+. In goals conceded. Long ball played up for the long-legged Jang, and he almost caught Faroux out of his goal.